So now we're going to progress a little further. We are going to do another book together, but I want to show you something else you can do with a book. This is called The Three Little Fish and the Big Bad Shark. This book, because it's about fish, I like to bring it to Belize because fishing, especially along the coast, it's part of the history, it's part of the culture. The children, they can see their own lives in this a little bit more. So it's a really funny book. We're not going to read it today. We're going to act it out together. And this is something else you can do with a book in the classroom. You can take a book like this and share it. First I would read it to them so they know the sequence of events that's going to happen. And then maybe the next day or a few days later, give them a chance to act it out. Because then they're modeling speaking patterns. They're modeling grammar. It doesn't all have to be we sit down and we write it. When we hear it, we're learning grammar when we hear. We're learning sentence structure when we hear. They're learning all of that with storytelling. It doesn't always have to be writing, okay? So, I need 3 brave volunteers to be the 3 little fish in the story. And you get to wear a fun hat. Oh, look at now the hand. Now they're like, I get to wear a hat. All right, we've got 1. Round of applause. We've got 2. Where was my 3rd? Oh my gosh, we've got them all. Oh, fantastic. All right. So my friend, if you would put that on your head. And you get to be the big bad shark. So if you can please put that on. Fantastic. All right. Once upon a time, in the Caribbean Sea, there were 3 little fish. And their mother sent them out into the big wide sea. And she said, go, build houses of your own. The first little fish made her house out of something not very strong. Does someone have an idea of something not very strong? Seaweed. So she made her house out of seaweed. And she invited her brother and sister to come for lunch. And what did you want to have for lunch? What's one of your favorite foods? Who do it? Thank you, me too. Me too. Yes, but it's a little strange because it's like cannibalism because they're fish, but let's not worry about that. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And what's one of your favorite foods? Tapao? Tapao? So who do it? Tapao? Tamales. Tamales. All right. So they were having their hudut, tapao, and tamales when all of a sudden the big bad shark. Yes. He came knocking on the door. That was awesome. Knocked on the door. To get everyone involved. Can everyone put their shark fin on their head? Fantastic. Everyone with their shark fin on their head. And I want you to make a mean shark face. Very good. And in your best shark voice, everyone listen, and then we will repeat. So listen and then repeat. Little fish, let me in.
Little fish, let me in.
Now, of course, the fish, take your shark fin down. Everyone in the audience, can you be fish as well? Put your fins up, everyone. And listen carefully, and then repeat. Not by the scales on our fins. Everyone?
Not by the scales on our fins.
Of course, the shark did not go away. Everyone, let's help the shark again. In your best shark mean face, listen and then repeat. Then I will munch.
Then I will munch.
I will crunch.
I will crunch.
I will eat your house.
I will eat your house.
And of course the fish were frightened. And the shark, he was eating, go ahead, chomping, he was eating the house. They swam through the ocean. They were swimming. They were so frightened. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yes, very good. Very good. And yes, it's perfect. Yes. And they arrived at the next fish's house. He made his house out of something a little bit stronger. What do you think he could make his house out of a little bit stronger? Coral. Good idea. Good idea. So he made his house out of coral, and he invited his sisters over for lunch. And do you remember what they were eating? Exactly. When all of a sudden, who knocked on the door? Then not just the shark, the big bad shark. He knocked on the door. Everyone get your shark ready? Little fish, let me in. The fish were terrified. They were frightened. Put your little fins up. Let's try to do it together. They said, not by the scales on our big fin. Everyone, let's try to do it together. He said, then I will munch and crunch and eat your house. Go ahead. Yes, and they swam. And they swam to the last fish's house. Now this fish, she had gone to school. And this fish paid very close attention in school. And she always did her homework. And she even had a library card. And she went to her public library a lot. So her fish brain was full of really good ideas. She built her house in somewhere really strong. Rocks, fantastic. So, built her house out of rocks. Yes. Invited her brother and sister for lunch, and they were having when, of course, who came knocking on the door? Everyone, one last time with great enthusiasm. And he said, little fish, let me in. And the fish were still afraid. And the fish said, not by the scales on our finny fins. The shark did not go away. He said, everyone, then I will munch and crunch and eat your house. And he tried. That shark, he munched and he crunched and he munched and he crunched. And the three little fish, they were inside the house. They were feeling all safe in there. And they peeked out of one little hole in the rocks and they said this. Ha 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 ha. How did the shark feel about that? Angry, so he tried harder to get in that house. Right. But those rocks, they were strong. And do you know what happened? I gotta show you something. What happened to all of his little teeth? Yes, all of his teeth broke off and fell out. And that shark, he changed. That shark turned into a vegetarian. And the three little fish lived happily ever after. So that is an example of taking a story and turning it into a play that you can do with your